here. So now we've talked about the stem cell, okay? So now if we can get that stem cell functioning properly, what's the next thing that has to do? Well, what it is telomeres. And telomeres are what they call the igniters or the regulators of how often your cells duplicate. And every time that a stem cell is going to duplicate, telomeres have little units on them. Think of them as seeds in a sunflower. And every time that you go to produce a new cell, the telomeres give up some of these units because they go out and they are the framework so that they can construct the new cell along this with the chromosomes and all the components in it and then release it. But with the releasing of that, those telomere units are lost, but the body has the ability to support regeneration or maintenance of telomeres with it. So they indicate telomeres like at conception you have 15,000, by birth you have 10,000. That maintains itself at 10,000 because you're in the growth mode. You get up around 20 and then you start losing 8 to 10% every year or every 10 years that you live. So when you get down to about 4,000 or 5,000 units left, which takes you about 40, 50, 60 years to do that, you get down to about 5,000 to 6,000 units. I say that's the point of death, because you no longer can ignite is the right word, ignite that metabolic process that creates a new cell from a stem cell. It slows down, so it's so slow. But if you bring a stem cell up to speed, and then so it's functioning just like a brand new car or one you've rebuilt, and the highway it's going down at first is broad, and it keeps narrowing, and then it becomes a dirt road, and you're bumping along, and then you go over the cliff. That's the way this process with telomeres work. You can have the greatest stem cells in the world, and they're going to do a lot for you in life extension, and they are the vehicle on the road to immortality, but we have to widen that highway. And so we have TSX, and TSX is telomere support extreme. And so with this formulation, I looked at one that was somewhat similar to it. We have the active ingredient they have in it. We have it in a higher concentration, and we have a bunch of others that are to support telomeres. And this product is selling for $500 or $600 for a month's supply. And so we have, in my opinion, a much more powerful, effective ingredient to support long telomeres than anything. And there's only one or two others that are out there. And in my opinion, they're okay. They're inadequate. They're expensive. And one isn't so expensive, but it's not so potent, in my opinion. But here we have TSX. So now if you can maintain long telomeres, the igniting of cellular duplication can be increased. So instead of going duplicate, you go like that, and you can increase it, and the stem cells have the potential to do it because you've supported the rebuilding of them with these products. So now that sounds pretty good. And you think, oh, gee, we got about everything we need to do that, and it's going to put you way down the road to immortality. You're not going to attain immortality, but let me tell you what, folks, it's on the horizon.